guy seems familiar, but yet I'm guessing that's his name. I guess if anybody knows this guy, I guess let me know. He seems familiar though. Not my book. Two big fucking boxes of books to freaking burn through. I don't even know half this fucking... I don't even know what half this freaking shit even is. Oh, it's all garbage anyway. So you want to see some real deer power, huh? John Deere X724 moved a round bale. I moved 2 round bales because they were on my freaking trail. And I wanted them out of my fucking way because I don't like stuff on my trail. And this one broke. I think this is the one that my uncle hit with the tree, but this one was facing, like, I guess this way it would be. So I had to turn it, make it, turn it so I could get it off the trail. Broke all the freaking twine from the tree, but looks like the brush guard can handle it. Probably wouldn't recommend it all the time, but I guess in a pinch it would do. I like that shit, eh? Fucking deer power. It's not even a fucking tractor, it's a lawnmower. Fuck it, I don't need a 1586. I'll just move bales with this son of a bitch. It moves them just fine. And I moved that bale too, it was in my way. Fucking deer power. People wonder why I hate freaking burdocks. You want to see why I hate them? Look how big their freaking leaves get. Like, it's like that fucker's like 3 feet wide by 3 feet tall or 3 feet long. They take over like a fucking son of a bitch. And I got one over there, got a spray too. Well, look at the size of that freaking leaf. Look at it. It's fucking like wider than my freaking spray nozzle. Bloody hell, I mean, come on. If you think this is bad, you just wait till what I got cooking down there at the north end of our farm. I gotta spray some of these cocksuckers out because they're taking over again, so got some Roundup. The only thing that I know that will take them out with ease, because I ain't fucking around. So I'll be back in a few minutes while I spray what I see and walk my trail here and just spray whatever I can see. So something's better than nothing. Well guys, how's it going? So yeah, so you've seen hopefully the little clip there of the giant burdocks. The freaking things have returned. So, and well, let's see, I don't think I did any spraying last year. I'm on my second spray of the year in the main pasture. I don't know, it's like you spray, kill everything off, and then it's like a month later or something, then there's like new stuff growing, but yet it seems like it's in the same place as the old stuff, so I don't know. But I sprayed that stuff yesterday, so I'm gonna probably go take a peek before I head home, just to see if they're, it doesn't take long for Roundup to kill them. Within 24 hours, you're already seeing results, so But yeah, the burdocks just have come back. I had them under control on our land pretty good for a lot of years. The problem is that the people for the town would not mow their dike as often as they really should be. So what ended up happening is that the burdocks started growing underneath the bridge, and nobody mowed that this year. So now the burdocks there's like a big clusterfuck of them just down there underneath the bridge. Which I'm not going to spray. I mean, I want to, because then I could put a big hurt in their population, but it should be the state paying for that then, but they're not going to. So I don't want them really coming into our land. I got a feeling this is what's going to happen in the next year or two. The trail, they're on not even half of the trail. It's only like this last 3/4 of it, or whatever. I don't know. It's up to where the first tree that fell across the trail, which I know you guys probably don't really. Well, if you guys have seen that video where I was showing the trees, then you would know. But up to that point, that's when they really drop off, and then there's not any. There's a few, here and there. But then as you got further north, well, then it was basically down to nothing. So there's nothing beyond that. I would have to go in through the north side and peek in there too. But yeah, they were packed up along the trail. I sprayed all of them. So, but man, this is just getting to be kind of annoying. It's just, I don't know. Because the problem is that when you have 1 million seeding at one time, and the wind happens to be just right, and they blow all that shit across my field, we could lose a good chunk of our field. I'd have to work my ass off all over again to spray them out. And then I would have to spray what's underneath the bridge, because that's where all the cluster's coming from anyway. They're not even hardly even on the dike anymore. Like, they're there, but they mowed it so much later this year that they're going to slow down. They're still going to seed, I think, but they're going to slow down. So we'll get over to the bridge here, and I'll show you the clusterfuck of a mess they got going on over here. It's just, I don't know what to do. It's like this is their fuck up. It's the town's fuck up because they refused to mow the dike more than they really should have been. I think if they would have mowed it at least twice a year, like they should have been doing, then they would have had the weeds under control, because you're mowing it before they even get a chance to seed. But since they refused to freaking do it, the burdocks have moved. They have had kids, and their kids have had kids, and now we're talking 6 generations of fucking people. Like, it's bad, and that's how bad it is, especially underneath this bridge. And I don't know what to do about it, because it's not my land. I mean, the state probably wouldn't care too much, but I shouldn't have to do their mess, and then I'm not getting reimbursed for killing them off. And it would take probably 50 gallons of Roundup probably to spray, and I have to keep things in my yard, the farmyard, under control, which I already did now. So I'll show you the first cluster. This is the really bad one, which is funny that it's down here, but it is. I'll have to get out, but you guys are not going to be able to see it the way the lighting is. But, well, they're all way the fuck down there anyway. But here is the clusterfuck of them. right here. Okay, this is from when they were working on the bridge and they had all this tore up. But, you know, I mean, to spray all of this, I would have to use my 25-gallon sprayer. There's no way I could do this all by hand. And then, here's the worst of it. Right here. That's a whole family just waiting to freaking detonate. You know, and if the wind blows just right, this is all going to come onto our land, and then we're going to have a cluster like that in our land. Now, they could, it depends on how quick they get here to cut the hay. Sure, they could mow a lot of that off and it would buy me time, but it's, you know, this whole area is completely just fucked up now. They really should have seeded grass in here, or at least sprayed, you know, they should have at least sprayed the freaking weeds. I'll show you the next cluster here. I just, like, I understand that the state of Minnesota, they have their hands full with other stuff. But when you have property, like state land next to private property, and you know this is an active farm, farmers don't want this shit in their hay. So here's another cluster. This is a little bit of a smaller cluster. Again, it's not going to balance the freaking lighting out. I have to do that, I guess. But all those really tall things are burdocks. That's another new cluster moving in. Like this whole area, you'd have to go in with a big sprayer. You can't do it with a little 2-gallon sprayer. I mean, you could, but it would take you weeks. Here's a new family starting to move in. This has just become a hot spot now for burdocks. Now, if they would have mowed this a week ago, they might have actually done some good. Okay. Now here's a section where, okay, there's only 2 in this section. So if I came in here with my sprayer, I could easily control that. I almost think this could be cut for hay. I think it's just a flat ground, but nobody cuts it for hay, obviously. And then here's our first one that's actually going to, I think, move into our land. I probably should spray him, but here's one right here that's going to move into our land. He's going to have a bunch of fucking kids in, and they're going to move into our land. So I'm going to have, I got a little bit of chemical left, so I might spray off these 2 at least. So there's 2 here. No, there's 3 here. But it's just, it's a clusterfuck. And then you got a whole, see, then it kind of gets to the point, like, why even spray 1 or 2 of them when you have a whole big freaking cluster of them in the corner? And then you kind of have nothing for a little bit. This is almost like another empty cavity, but it's not. It's got 2 or 3 in it here at the end. Right here. And I think these I actually sprayed. I think I sprayed these. I was spraying a little bit along here, but realizing how bad it was, there's no saving this. If it works its way into our land, I mean, I probably could come down here with my chemical, like my big chemical. There's one in there. I'd have to probably, you know, put 2-3 quarts in to every 25 gallons to maybe have a chance of killing this shit off. Here's a big mother. I sprayed that big mother. This guy's already been sprayed. And then these have been here for a few years, but they've always been getting mowed down, so it's never really been an issue. And then there's a new one here. right by my sign. Oh, there's a ditch here. In that tall grass, I sprayed him. Like, this is just a clusterfuck. They're not even hardly even on the dike now. They're moving. It's like they give up, on the dike. So now they're gonna go underneath the bridge and try, and they'll actually get away with it because they don't mow it. Now that would be the state's job to mow it, but they can't mow everything because they have holes in certain areas and they have that filled with rock and water. Not really sure what that does, but and why it needs to be there, I don't know. But and I have this on camera, on video, quite a few years ago. This was even back when the old timer was still alive, cutting our hay. Right in this general area in our field. This is our field outside this window. So kind of like right where those two bales are, and then kind of just like doing like almost like a big circle. There was a cluster of them in the field, and I knew that with time they were going to slowly move out and they were just going to take over this field. What people don't understand is that burdocks they're a nasty weed. They get extremely tall. The cows are not going to eat that. I'm not going to send it through a cutter. I'm not going to send it through a baler. I'm not going to do any of that. And well, not only was there a cluster of them here, but they were also kind of, bouncing throughout the field too. Like, they were trying to make a home. That's what they were trying to do. But it took me, I would say probably a good 3 years to get them out of this field. To get them out of the square field alone. Never mind anything else that I was doing. And another thing that wasn't happening, now this has been deleted now, so it's no longer a problem, but on the south end of our property where they dug for dirt in the ex-mayor's field, they left a pile of dirt on our land, which it was not supposed to be there, so that was done illegally. Nobody was spraying that, so burdocks just took it over, and that was another reason to why they were in our field. So that looks like a damn must look like a damn sandbag. What's a sandbag doing in my field? So it's kind of a looks like a good sandbag yet. Maybe I can get some use out of that. So just throw it over there for now. So yeah, this is where I get kind of irritated with the state, because this is why I was getting irritated with the town too, because the town wasn't they weren't doing their job either, and they should have been, and they're still not doing their job. Nobody gets it. Nobody understands that the weeds grow back. They grow faster than the grass does, even on a drought year. So, and then now you're gonna have the state doing this now, where they're not gonna. I don't know why they didn't mow it. For some reason this year they didn't mow underneath the bridge. Usually they always like to fucking do it, but I think the reasons to why they were doing it was because they were planning on having some men come down here and actually work on the bridge. So they wanted to kind of clean it before they actually got their hands on the bridge. So that's probably the reason why they were doing it. But now, since nobody really has to look at this, even though they're supposed to be inspecting bridges at least once a year, I don't know. I don't think anybody did this year, but get out of here, you freaking fly. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a clusterfuck. They're all fucking donuts. You know, like they're retarded. Like I have to work twice as hard to keep weeds out of my farm when the state could just be the state could be mowing this once a year, even twice a year. They really should be doing it twice a year too. And the town should be mowing their dike twice a year. But I think that the burdocks are they're like giving up on that because they don't like being ran over even once. There are still some stragglers left behind, but I imagine they're going to seed anyway, and they'll probably eventually come back. But I don't know. I feel like, you know, weeds, they learn, and they learn from their parents and their great grandparents and yada yada. It's like they learn that, hey, something keeps going on over here. We keep losing our family members on this certain part of the ground, but yet if we go over here, nothing ever happens. So, but this is just going to become another issue on top of, you know, the dike, you know. So I've told them at the town meetings, you know, that, now this was a few years ago, but, you know, mow it more often or spray it. And they just acted like they didn't care. They don't fucking care because our land is what's, you know, basically surrounding most of this dike. So they're not going to care about our fucking 2 cents. So, but I don't know. I got a feeling probably in just the next couple of years they're going to be working their way out back out into our field again. And then I'm going to have to, depending on how bad it gets, I'm going to have to come down here with my big 25 gallon sprayer and just spray the whole thing. Now, what's nice about my chemical, you know, not the Roundup, but the other kind that I buy, it won't kill the grass. Roundup will kill the grass. But I like it for spot spraying, you know, like it's perfect if you're dealing with a few weeds here and there, but they're too big for a weaker type of chemical. Like, you know, that Roundup will take care of it, but, you know, you can't spray Roundup throughout your whole entire lawn, right? You'll just kill the lawn. So, but that's why I like Roundup for, like, down here, because all these burdocks are heavy weeds, and they're going to take a heavy chemical to kill them. Maybe my chemical would do it at 2 quarts to every 25 gallons, you know, like maybe a heavier rate instead of just 1 quart. But I think 1 quart is more than enough for, like, my yard. I don't know. I would still have to experiment with it and just come out here and randomly spray a few burdocks, and I guess to see what they do. And then if it kills them off, well, then I'll just have to, you know, like, especially when it comes to those big clusters, I'll just have to spray them. It's those big clusters that are going to really do a lot of hurting too. Even one plant can do a lot of damage. But if you have a cluster of them, they're a nightmare. You know. I know some people are like, well, why even bother? Like, you know, they're weeds. Once you cut them and bale them, they'll kind of just shrivel down to nothing. I don't like them. They're ugly, and they will take over this field, and we will lose this field, because that's what they tried to do quite a few years ago. They were trying to take over this field, and I know that we would lose it, and then the neighbors, they would start getting pissed off because, you know, they're getting a bunch of, they spray, so it's not really ever going to be an issue for them, but they might have to spray a heavier rate. They might have to spray more often. You know, it's like, can't have this, you know. And then it just makes our farm look uglier. Like, I'm not here to bale fucking weeds. I'm here to bale grass, you know. I'm here to raise grass and to cut it and bale it for hay. I'm not raising freaking burdocks and selling them for $20 a plant. I'm not doing that. So burdocks are a dime a dozen, and they're not worth anything. So all they're worth is a fucking headache. So, but it's ridiculous, you know. But what are you gonna do? I mean, there's gonna be some years where the wind's gonna be blowing just right, and all those seeds are gonna come blowing right across our field. And then I got to come out here and spray, and I don't have my 4-wheeler, you know, it's broken, so therefore I don't really have my 25-gallon sprayer. So if these fucking things take over, you know, we're gonna be down. We're gonna lose this field. The only way we're gonna ever get it back is, you know, have to come out here whenever the 4-wheeler gets fixed and start spraying again. I spent a lot of years, or a lot of hours back in the day, trying to keep them off this field. I'm not about to just, you know, like walk away and let them just take over again, because I'm basically going back to square one again, starting all over again, trying to keep them out. Since you have them out, you might as well keep them out. But you got to have other people kind of playing along too, and kind of doing their part. The town needs to be mowing the dike twice a year. The city should be mowing this at least once a year, maybe even twice a year. You know, like, do your part. So, but what do you do? You know, nobody wants to do. They just don't want to do anything. And yeah, I have other weeds on this farm. The new one that we have is Canadian thistle, and I've been fighting that for the last fucking 4 or 5 years, trying to get them out of here, and it's been working. I'm getting them down to where it's just like 1 or 2 plants here and there. Before, I had a cluster of them, so I was getting them out of here. But that's what you have to keep doing. You have to keep doing it. You're just gonna lose all your hard work. I'm gonna spray a couple of these burdocks, I guess, since I'm here. At least do what I can, I guess, since everybody else is fucking too lazy to do anything. So, but what do you do? Oh, I don't know what else to tell you guys. It's just ridiculous. I'm just getting so irritated with. I'm so fucking irritated with squares. And if you don't know what that means, it just means that you're a retard. It's another word used to describe you as an idiot. You're a fucking square. Or my favorite one is, you're a fucking donut. And if you don't know where that comes from, look it up. The biggest, baddest chef in the world is the one that says that a lot. You fucking donut. Look it up. That's my favorite word too, because that's what everybody is around here. So, because they don't fucking, I'm trying to take pride in my land. Like, I know that there's some things that obviously we're not doing that we should be doing. Fighting weeds it's getting easier. It gets easier if you keep doing it. So that's why I can't give up. Now, I know last year, like I said, we skipped last year. It just wasn't in the budget to do it. But look at this year. I'm going all kinds to hell here to try to get caught up again. And it's still biting me in the ass. But skipping a year don't do you any good. You got to definitely do a little bit here and there. I mostly just do the main yard or the main pasture, and then when I'm done there, then I'll come down here and just try to find whatever, you know. But this year, I know the burdocks have really come in hard. I don't know why they weren't here, like especially on the trail. They weren't there, you know, a month ago or even 2 months ago. But yet they've grown so much where it looks like they've been there for like 5 years. They never would have lasted 5 years because I would have noticed them and I would have sprayed them. So just in the last couple of months, they've really taken off and grown like a son of a bitch. So, but even this guy here too. Now this guy, he sprays. I don't know how many times a year he'll spray, at least probably once or twice, but I believe those are possibly soybeans. Well, I'm sure he don't want all this fucking shit growing in his field either. You know, and I don't either. And I'm doing everything in my freaking power to keep him out of here, but I don't even want him in the freaking, you know. So here's another one, and he's been ran over, and he's seeding, and he's got a little friend there. So now it's freaking retarded. So people need to get on with the freaking game. I mean, have some respect for, you know, other people's land, especially for those that are trying to take care of it and just trying to do their best. I want hay, not weeds. I worked my ass off for almost 10 years to try to keep weeds out of here. I'm not about to just walk away now. So I'm going to keep doing it until I can't do it anymore. And that's going to be either old age or because I'm going to be 6 feet under. So, and there's another cluster right here. I think they were here last year too. So there's a cluster of them, which that cluster would be a piece of cake to take out because there's only like 4 or 5 of them. But again, that's not my land, so I'm not gonna really deal with it right now. So, but yeah, I just wanted to make that video for you guys just to show you how freaking disappointed I am again. How to get under my skin. Just fucking let weeds grow. So stupid sons of bitchin' weeds. What do you do though? You can't, you know. I don't know. I'm gonna come back tonight and check the weeds that I sprayed yesterday, see how they're doing. And, oh yeah, and then the freaking trail. The trail's a joke. About halfway-ish. The weeds are really thick. It's like I never even did anything with it. So I'm kind of, well, you could definitely say my man pride is hurting because I did a lot to get that trail clean. You know, work their trail up, make it look nice for walking. And to have the 15-6 go down like that really fucked me over. I know Reese's 6 said just to go in there with the Farm LA and mow them down. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to have to do as soon as I get the PTO fixed. But who knows when I'm going to get the PTO fixed because I'm still cleaning out that building and I'm hauling trees and I don't know how fast we're going to move on those trees. So, because that's going to be a 2-person job, and then same with that building now. I burned all the, like the books and stuff and paper crap, but now we have all the heavy metal and large items that take 2 people to move. So, but what do you do? So, I need 2 people, and I got one that's iffy. So, I don't know. Anyways, guys, I'm going to take off, so I guess I have a good day and stuff. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.